Hi everyone, it's Monday. New fresh hell awaits us every day as per usual. And today I'm going to talk about anthologies and short stories. So we'll get to that, but I want to also do a sort of mental health Monday check-in. I am someone who lives with anxiety and depression, and I find it's best if I talk about it. It might not change the situation, but at least I'm being honest, and I find that helps me. So I'm gonna do a little check-in on how I'm doing, and feel free, I encourage you to leave in the comments how you're doing, and like, don't sugarcoat it, just be honest about where you are. For me, this weekend I was pretty anxious. I kept starting things and then not being able to finish them, and then I was just kind of wandering around my house, pretending like I was gonna fold clothes, and then I was gonna start to write, and then I was gonna, do dishes. I didn't accomplish anything. I was just unmoored. So the next day we went to the botanical gardens, and that was beautiful and nice. It was a lovely day. It was the break I needed, because sometimes I have to get away from all the house and the expectations to do all the things. So it was a much needed break, and it left me feeling a lot better. I did learn on Saturday that they had a resistance movement at the national parks, and I missed it. So I'm now following a Instagram account called Resistance Rangers. So hopefully I'll know when the next one's happening so I can join that. I was a little bummed I missed it, but I'm like, it's hard to get all the information. So for next time, if you're interested, you can follow them on Instagram. But yeah, tell me how you're doing. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with everybody about where you're at right now. And then now we'll get into the books. So I'm trying to read the books on my shelf. I am a library lady, and I tend to prioritize my library books because there's a time limit on them. And that means all the books on my shelf are getting neglected, and some of them are gifts, some of them I've borrowed from people, and I would like to read them because they're books I really want to read. So I'm going to start, there's like a lot, so I'm cutting this into sections. This is just anthologies of short stories. I have enough of them to fill one video. So we'll come back for the others later. Maybe we'll do this every Monday until I read them all. We're going to start with anthologies. The one I'm reading now is called New Suns. I got this from a dear friend, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you. He wrote down a list of the ones he liked, and then it turned it into an honorary bookmark, which I love. Thank you, Michael. It's very sweet. And I agreed with so far the ones that I've read. We like the same ones. The first one gives Fifth Element vibes, and it turns like third world tourism on its head, and it was very good, and it's short. And then I read a really good one about translations and the power of translations, and that was also really cool. And the thing that I really like about anthologies, short stories, and novellas is that it gives you an opportunity to find someone's work who maybe you didn't know about. It's also really nice when, like, I get a bit anxious after reading a really long book. I struggle to really get into another book. It can feel like kind of exhausting. And also when my puppy's here, also when I'm feeling like I can't start a book, or I don't know where to start, or I can't find anything that I like, and I feel like I'm just like in a rut, a short story or novella can really help me get out of that and get me interested, because they have to build a world very quickly and deliver very quickly. So it's nice. So New Suns, would definitely recommend. It is edited by Nisi Shawl, who is a fantasy writer, and there's an introduction by LeVar Burton. So what is there not to like about this? And it's not super long, so you can get your quick fix in there. Next up is Octavia's Brood. This is science fiction and fantasy short stories about resistance. So these are social justice movement oriented. And I haven't started it yet. I believe this was a gift from a friend, if I remember correctly, but it's absolutely up my alley. It envisions new and different worlds without war, without prisons, without capitalism. So it's about envisioning new worlds through the eyes of speculative fiction. So I'm excited to get into that one. This one is very interesting. So I actually submitted for this. This is Unfettered Hexes. It is an anthology of short stories, and it's all queer, and it's speculative. So you have like witches and space and all these kinds of things. And I submitted my short story. It was rejected, which is fine. It happens all the time. It got me to write the story, and that story is freely available now. If you sign up for my newsletter, if you go to rayryanwrites.com and you sign up, you will get my short story that was rejected. And you know, it's the first one I ever wrote, and it's an okay story, but these are the ones that made it. And not only is that really cool, a lot of the people in here are from Faya magazine. If you don't know about Faya, you should know about Faya. It is Black speculative fiction. They do short stories every month with different themes, and there are quite a few who do that who are also in here. And not only is that really cool, but you can tell from the dark edges that there is a bunch of artwork in here, and they put so much time and energy into making this an absolutely beautiful anthology. And not only that, they have comics as well, so it's not just short stories, it's also comics. You can see here. And then, I mean, there's a whole story that's done on black paper. They just put so much into this, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I should not have put it off for so long, but as it is, when you buy books, it happens. So Unfettered Hexes, I haven't started it yet, but I recommend it because I know people who are in this, and their work is very, very good. So this is cool. I think I got this through a Kickstarter, so I'm actually not entirely sure if you can get this. We'll find out. I'll talk about it again once I've done it, once I've read it. I'll come back with all the other books that I have on my shelf that I need to read, and try to not do too many library books. But anyways, put in the comments how you feeling today. Let me know how you're doing. What are you reading? What do you want to talk about? Let's have a conversation. You're not alone out there. We're all doing it together. So have a good rest of your day.